Namaste. Today's topic is your connection with all and how you can sometimes feel vulnerable in that link. Abby popped through my office door unannounced, which was very much like her. She is a sprite, a spry, elf-like creature who usually enchants everyone she meets. However, that day there was a look of deep concern upon her face. "Abby, I can see by your face you are troubled. What's up?" I asked. "Is it that obvious, Dr. Bob? I thought I had hit it pretty well. I feel like I'm about to be attacked." "Attacked?" I said in alarm. "What's going on?" I know we are all connected in the cosmic soup we call the universe, but sometimes it feels as though when I am connected to everyone, I am vulnerable to everyone, that anyone at any time can just overwhelm me and take from me myself. Does that make any sense? Well, it sure does, Abby. I never expected to hear it from you. I think you might misunderstand the connectedness we all have. We talked about the fact that there is really no separation between anything and anything else in the universe. We are taught, however, that we must be on our own, that we must make it by ourselves, but really the universe is one, just as the term universe implies. So all of our strengths and weaknesses are open to any who would look deeply enough. We are what we are, and that is out there for all to see. It makes one feel vulnerable if misunderstood. This is one of the paradoxes of human beings and all else in the universe, just less so with less conscious entities. That is, we are one, so the universe knows all our strengths and all our weak points. Because something knows all our fallible spots, we feel vulnerable to attack there. Even beyond that, though, the universe knows all of our strengths as well. If you feel that your strengths are not as strong as they ought to be, you can feel assailable even at those locations. You then feel caught like an open-faced sandwich ready to be devoured. "Well, if I misunderstand what connectedness is, Dr. Bob, explain how it actually is, please," Abby said. "You are connected to the universe and all else that is in it, but it is not as if you are dangling in a strong wind, violent wind, likely to be struck by debris that is carried on those hostile air currents. You are protected. First, you are protected because others have to deliberately and consciously make the connection with the universe as you have. Most people, 99%, do not. They seem to be content to muddle along believing that each of us is separate from all others and all other things. They are to be pitied in that state. In compassion, we need to try gently to lead them to see their connectedness. So these folks will not see you as vulnerable. They will see you as a separate and private entity, just as they feel themselves to be. Second, and much more importantly, the universe does not give up its confidential knowledge casually. Take your own situation, Abby. The only way I knew you were having trouble with this idea was because you came into my office and told me about it. I would never have known otherwise. In other words, you, Abby, get to allow yourself to be vulnerable when you choose. I can still be as private as I wish, but doesn't that sort of violate the whole principle of being in connection with everything else? Abby asked. Well, no, it does not violate anything. It is your privilege, or not, to share who you are. The universe does not force you to do so. I make the determination as to when and if I want others to know who I am. I can make myself as vulnerable or not as I wish. Yes, but the universe still knows you fully, Abby, I said, and, by the way, accepts you fully just as you are, strengths and weaknesses. Her face returned to that pixie-like flavor she usually wore. I no longer feel like I'm going to be attacked at any minute. Thanks, Dr. Bob. Well, with that, she popped back out of the office door. You are only as vulnerable as you wish to make yourself with regard to any other conscious entity. You need only remember that the universe, the cosmic consciousness, knows you just as you are. It will never attack you. On the contrary, it will only support you at all times. Beginning in this moment, live your life as if you are connected to all things and people, but also know that you are only as vulnerable as you wish to be. May you and all sentient beings know happiness and the root of happiness. Namaste.